If you've taken a career break and have enjoyed every minute, never once doubting your decision or having to overcome any mental obstacles, then this video is not for you. On the other hand, if you're thinking about taking a career break or are currently on one and are facing struggles with that decision, then you are in the right place. Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm here to take your job search from stressful to successful. Now, about 7 years ago, I stepped away from my HR career to stay at home with our son. And at the time, my husband and I had discussed this decision and we decided it was best for our family. Does this mean that I was 100% excited about it? No. And I felt so guilty because I know that there are women who say, I would give anything if I could just stay at home with my children. But I didn't feel that way. Was it the right decision? Yes, but that doesn't mean I still didn't struggle with it. And the first thing I struggled with was the financial aspect. I don't know about you, but I've been working since I've been a teenager, meaning for decades I was financially self sufficient. And then one day I was wholly reliant on somebody else. My husband was completely awesome about it. He kept telling me, it's our money. Don't ever feel bad about spending our money. But it did feel weird. And I was like, I understand that it's our money, but I'm not contributing at all to it. And it was something that I mentally had to get over. Now, I would highly recommend that if you are thinking about taking a career break, that you have these conversations earlier rather than later, because we didn't even talk about it really until we were already in it. And I didn't want to say anything. So all these thoughts and feelings were bubbling up, and then I would just have an outburst, and it wasn't the best way to go about it. And the next thing I struggled with was purpose. Now, I know this one is a big one because as a society, we say that when you become a mother, that is your ultimate purpose, is to raise that human being into an independent, kind, hard-working person. And yes, I want to achieve that. But I also lost my sense of day-to-day purpose. I had talents that, I just wasn't using. I had a college degree I was in no way touching. Instead, I was changing diapers, I was doing feedings, doing laundry, making dinner. All of these things, to be quite honest with you, did not give me a sense of purpose. And that was a hard thing to come to terms with. In a way, I felt as though I was wasting my talents. And I said to myself, okay, this can't be it for me. And when you're in it, especially those baby and toddler years, it can feel all consuming and that there is no end point. I had to tell myself that there will be an end point, and what can I do in that time that could help me find more of a purpose. And for me, that was writing. It started with just some journaling, and then soon it became to a point where I was actually doing freelance writing, which was fulfilling in a way that I craved. And so that was so key to me finding that purpose again in my life. So I highly suggest that you find something. And that doesn't have to be a paid thing, or it could be, but volunteering or helping out a neighbor, or whatever it is for you that gives you that little spark and that light again that's outside parenthood. And I also struggled with the lack of recognition or feedback. Now, when you are in a paid position, you are getting recognition through a paycheck. And I didn't have that, nor did I have anything that said I was even doing a good job. And I thrived off of having a checklist at work and checking off assignments and projects, knowing that all of the work I did would culminate into something, right? I could see the impact, or I would get a thank you or a bonus or something. And when I was on my career break, I put in a lot of work, as you know, because career breaks, you are doing a lot of work, but you're not getting much in return. I know you're raising a human being, and that is the ultimate payoff. But in the day to day, when you are doing the nitty gritty of running a household, it just doesn't feel as though you're getting a lot of praise, because you're generally not. And the next area I was struggling in was, guilt. Guilt that I was feeling these things, guilt that I wasn't wholly satisfied with staying at home, because I know that there are plenty of women out there who would give anything to stay at home. And here I had that opportunity and I was not completely enjoying it. And to feel as though I couldn't verbalize that because I would feel as though I would make others feel bad, was something that I struggled with. And when I found my mom's group with other women, it felt so freeing to talk about this. I also felt guilty because I wasn't using my degree. I wasn't using the talents that I had. I'm like, am I wasting this? Are these ever going to be a part of my life again? And then I feel guilty for having those thoughts, especially when I look at my kiddo and I'm thinking, yeah, but I'm raising him. Shouldn't that be enough? And then feeling guilty that for me it wasn't enough. All of these guilt feelings were coming through. And I think that's something that we just need to get out there, because your thoughts and feelings aren't bad. They just are. And when we take the stigma of guilt away from those thoughts and feelings, that's when we can finally have those just open and honest conversations and have people feel seen and have you feel validated. And this is something I talk about with my clients, even when they go back to the paid workforce, because there's also that sense of guilt. And I cover all of this in my career relaunch blueprint course, which if you're interested in, because you're looking to get back to the paid workforce, just check out the link below. And finally, I struggled with what other people thought. When I was asked what I did, I was always leading with something other than being at home with my son. It was, oh, I've been working on this children's book, or I'm doing an article for this blog, or I'm volunteering here. It was just something that I felt as though I had to skirt around the fact that my main task was staying at home with my kiddo, because I was so afraid of what other people would think. Be like, oh, that's all you're doing? Or, oh, aren't you kind of bored with that or wasting your talents? And I was like, okay, I just have to think about how other people perceive me. And then eventually I was like, well, I freaking don't care. But it took a long time to get to that point. But I want you to know that if somebody is having a judgment of you, screw them, to be quite honest. You are answering to yourself. Obviously, if you have a spouse, it's a partnership as well. But other than that, I don't care what other people have to say. I actually, in one of my workshops, met a woman who had a 30-year career break because she had 4 kids and they were spaced out and she wanted to see all of them off to high school. And her husband's coworker had told him, well, when are you going to make your wife go back to work? And I'm like, what? Other people don't have a say in your life. Okay, so there you go. Those are the major ones that I struggled with. And you might be struggling with the same ones, or you might be struggling with different ones. Whatever they are, I just want you to know that it is completely normal. And just feel free to talk about it, to leave in the comments what you're struggling with. Because the more that we just have open and honest conversations about it, the more natural this will be. And if you are looking for another video on taking a career break, then check out my video here.